Good morning. How do we begin our day? We begin by breathing, and if we're lucky, by remembering whom we are. This combination of two different though related processes are a key to beginning to assimilate in one's own being, in one's own mind, a path, a journey of opening oneself up, of finding and initiating a state of greater calm, of peace, tranquility, easiness inside of oneself, because this is where it begins. Or certainly within the context of our own capabilities, where it most easily begins, inside of one's own being, brought upon by one's own efforts, by one's own recognition of the tools that we share. Being here now, breathing, breath by breath, becoming more aware of one's breathing, paying attention, remembering. We are bundles of miracles, everyone in the family of Homo sapiens, of mankind. When we begin to have this greater sense of understanding of whom we are, where we are, when, why, who, and how, Thomas Wilson's 6 questions, but not necessarily all of them, whatever ones are appropriate for what you're looking for. We sense a greater degree of perspective within ourselves. It is this greater sense initiates and carries the beginnings of a sense of awe, a sense of reverence for one's own context within this universe of creation. One begins to feel the difference between being in one's own skin and the rest of the universe, and being amazed by all that one can perceive. It is a larger bundle of miracles, incorporating the entire universe. And it's all made of one thing, which is a mind-boggler in itself, the primal energy of creation. Everything is built upon this fabric, this matrix. Breathing long and slow and purposefully, in one's own way, in one's ability, in one's own accumulated practice or habit. You don't need a lot more than this. You need to be aware, finding oneself in a comfortable posture, whatever that means. Undisturbed, whatever that means. That one can initiate this process that we're sharing in this moment now, expanding one's perception of what's going on. We feel our body's heat. We feel ourselves breathing and our chest rising and subsiding with each breath. We can take a moment to investigate and see we are inhaling and then pausing and then exhaling and pausing again before initiating another one of thousands of breaths we're going to have each day, sharing this atmosphere on our planet Earth. It is incredibly easy to take these things for granted. Often it is. And yet it is just as easy to remember our good fortune. We can breathe clean air in most places. Feeling one's pulse. Beneath one's skin, there is a sensation. In your vascular system, there is an effort being made to circulate blood. And it is done by one's heart, squeezing oxygenated blood out from its chambers into your arteries and then your capillaries, disseminating oxygen, a form of energy, into every nook and cranny of your being. Breathing does this. One's heart squeezing does this. There are no more important processes than these. But in a sense, equally as important is one's thinking, one's thoughts, one's remembering, one's mind, one's capability, one's capacity to think. How do we clutter our minds or focus them is, to many, a big question and a cause of concern for meditators and all kinds of people for all kinds of reasons. And yet it can be as simple as remembering oneself and breathing, where one begins a journey, a path to a greater sense of awareness. Like right now, one breath at a time. Manipulating one's breathing. It can take time to learn how to do this, practicing. Not some complicated way of manipulating, just longer, deeper. Paying attention to one's feelings, to what's going on inside of oneself. When one becomes more calm, then you know that you've hit upon a mode or type of breathing that is facilitating this process. And you can learn from this and come back to it next time. This is learning. This is the creation of a habit. This is the culmination and purpose of practice. To breathe and be here now. Because you do both simultaneously. You're aware in this present moment of what you're doing. Be here now. It's not complicated. It's simple. It's easy. And it is exactly these things prove the value, the truth, the fundamental importance of what we're doing. You need not have incantations or prayers or mantras or philosophies or anything else that civilization has heaped upon modes and means of behavior. It is inherent. It is one's birthright. It is the way of mankind. We breathe air. We have minds. We can, in an instant, find ourselves and remember the majesty of one's own being, if you are so disposed. Many people take their whole lives and, in some sense, don't accomplish much with understanding and trudge through life with its seeming obstacles and don't realize that obstacles are also a means of learning and of getting around. When a river is flowing, and there is a large rock in the middle of the river, let's say. Does the river stop and start complaining? Does it quit? Does it try to go back upstream? No. It goes around the rock. And over time, wears it away. We are like this if we want to be. If there are obstacles before us, which I'm sure there are, each of us in our own way, relentlessly, methodically, with one's wisdom and experience, with one's receptivity to realize what the obstacles might be or are, and coming back again and again until we make our way around them. And over time, help them fade away, help them dissipate, help them disintegrate before our own experience and wisdom. It is this way. It is inherent in the changing function of our universe. It is in the way of moments proceeding one by one that this is true. All things are changing. By definition, the rock is fading away. And we can choose. We have intelligence. We are sentient beings. We have tools. Utilizing one's tools. How do we remember again? By remembering. Just, we're alive. Breathing. One moment, one breath at a time. How lucky we are when one can begin their day fulfilling a sense of responsibility, of, in a sense, also an obligation of mankind, to be a steward of one's own being, of what your hands are doing, of your feet, of your mind, of breathing with focus and intensity, one breath at a time. Being relaxing, learning to breathe, practicing. There are many books on breathing techniques. But the simplest is just to breathe and practice on your own. And when you are receptive enough to fathom what is going on inside of oneself, which again is easy, are you more relaxed? Or are you more jittery and nervous? So you know the results. If you hyperventilate, meaning you breathe quicker and faster, then there's more possibility that you're going to be nervous, more explosive with energy, because that's what you're doing, is you're culminating, increasing oxygen levels for a fight or flight situation. Whereas if one is breathing slowly and refined, purposefully, slowly, with exhales longer than inhales, then it is in the opposite direction one is going, to be more calm, to be more at peace, becoming more aware of the foundation of one's being, alive, here, now, a bundle of miracles, humble in our realization of our universe, of creation. Not to say that we shouldn't be thankful or spiritual, but to realize there is much more on the plate than many aspects of society would share with us, because there are many different forces wanting to take a bite, figuratively, out of you or us. Being humble before the wisdom that one can accumulate from just one's own self-analysis, one's verification of what's going on in and around us all the time, and being thankful we have an opportunity to try to arrive at a sense of our own self-worth, of our own vitality, of a path that we can take to succeed, to be better human beings, seeking self-improvement for ourselves, our families, our friends, our societies, lingering for just another minute thinking about these things. Namaste.